أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I seek refuge of Allah from shaitan the accursed. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. May the peace and blessings of Allah be on you all. I welcome you back to the class. Inshallah, today we'll be looking at another lesson to complement what we have done before. I am your brother in Islam, Ustaz Al-Fatah Muhammad Sadiq, that I'll be taking you the class. I hope you are going to enjoy it. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel, like and share. And as I often say, if you want to take any of our course, please make sure you are in the state of purification, and you supplicate to Almighty Allah for divine wisdom and understanding. As you do that, Allah will be with you and increase in knowledge abundantly, inshallah. Today, in this lesson, we'll be learning the possible forms at which each Arabic letters can come up in any given word or sentence. And also, we will learn how each letter connects to one another. The connections are majorly in four forms, and these include the following: isolation form, initial form, median form, and final form. Our method of presentation is by grouping the letters into two, and the categories of the grouping are hereby itemized: A. Connecting, B. Non-connecting. Let's dive in. Forms. The forms will be categorized into two: the connecting and non-connecting. The connecting are the letters that attract other letters to join it at initial, median, and final form. They can also be joinable. They can also be called joinable letters. They can also be called joinable letters. And these are the examples of them before we go them in details. These are the joinable letters: Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim, He, Kho, Sin, Shin, Sod, Dod, To, Zo, Ain, Ghain, Faw, Qaf, Kaf, Lam, Mim, Nun, Haw, Yaw. Now, why the not connecting are those letters that are only in isolation and final form. An example of them are Alif, Dal, Zal, Ra, Zai, and Waw. So we'll take the connecting one, those were the connected ones, that the letters that are connected, and this is Ba in isolation. We'll start from Ba. This is Ba in isolation, and Ba can come like this. You can see this is Qaf with Alif with Ba. You see this is Ba. So you can see similar something like this in Quran, and it is Ba. And this is Ba at initial. Can you see it? This is Ba. So whereby it will start a word. This one is three letter words. This is Ba, Sin, and Mim. And this is Ba at the middle, Mim, Ba, Yaw, Nun. And this is Ba at the final stage. So we've been talking about the forms at which they come, and this is a practical example of it. Please get it very well. Know it now, get it now, and know it forever. And you never get confused when you open the Quran, because you have mastered it. So let's go to Ta. In the case of Ta, We have open tar and we have closed tar. It is a must for us to know the two forms, the two types, sorry. This is tar. Tar in isolation, and this is a very good example of it. So you can see it like this in Quran. Tar at initial stage. Do you see it? Check it very well. This is tar at the middle, and this is tar at the final stage. So this, and it is joinable. Can you see it? And let's come to tar, closed tar. This is closed tar in isolation, and this is closed tar when it is joined, and usually at the final stage. Is it clear? So learn all these forms, and when you open Quran, you begin to see them and recognize them and apply any sign that you have on them. Very easy. It is not hard. It's a matter of learning with all arts. It's a matter of concentration. Let's go to tha. This is tha in isolation, tha at initial stage, tha at the medial stage, and tha at the final stage. Do you get it? Please kindly note all this. Look at how tha is changing from one point to another. Learn them, practice it, write it out, and master the glyphs and the pronunciation. Let's move to the next one, and that is Jim. This is Jim this is letter Jim. Take a look here. Jim in isolation, Jim at initial stage, Jim at the medial stage, and Jim at final stage. So let's check the example. Can you see the Jim standing beside her with Alif? And this is Jim at the initial stage. This is Jim at the medial stage. Look at how it is. And this is Jim at the final stage. It is compulsory you master this. Only when you master this that you will not get confused while reading the Holy Quran. And do not forget, Jim has a dot in it because we still have two other letters that looks like Jim. So then let's move to the next one. And this is her. This is her. This is her in isolation. Can you see it here? Her in isolation. This is her at the initial stage. This is her at the medial stage. And this is her at the final stage. Hope is cleared. Let's move to the next one. And Kho. The difference between Kho and Jim is that Kho has a dot on it, on top of it, while Jim has a dot beneath it. Beneath it. So do not get confused. And this is Kho. This is Kho in isolation. This is Kho in isolation with example. Kho at initial stage with example. Then you see it. This is Kho. And this is Jim. So do not get confused. This is what we are talking about here. We are talking about Jim. We are talking about Kho. And this is how Kho looks like at initial stage. And this is Kho at the media. And these are going to find it in Quran. So there's nothing confusing there. And this is Kho at the final stage. Let's quickly go to the next one. This is letter Sin. And this is Sin in isolation. Look at Sin here. This is Sin at the initial stage. This is Sin at the media stage. So, and these are examples in words. Can you see it? Want to pronounce this, we call it Garasa. And this is Sin here. Selima, this is Sin here. Muslimun, this is Sin here. That the Sin at the middle, at the media stage. And this is Sin at the final stage. Let's go to the next one. And that is Shin. This is Shin in isolation. Shin at the initial stage. shin at the medial stage, and shin at the final stage. Let's look at the example. You will find shin like this in isolation, and shin will look like this if it is written in a word in initial stage, and shin will look like this if it is written in a word at the medial stage, and you will find shin at the final stage. It will look like this. So let's move to the next one. We had sword. Sword. This is sword in isolation. Sword in isolation. And look at the example here. This is sword. This is sword at the initial stage in a word. This is sword at the medial stage of a word. And this is sword at the final stage of a word. Take note of them, master them, and go through them. Rewatch the video at least 3 to 5 times. This is dot in isolation. This is dot in isolation with example. This is dot at initial stage. This is the example. You will find it like this. And this is dot at the medial stage. This is dot at the final stage. You get it? Very, very clear. So let's go to the next one. The next one is Tor. This is Tor in isolation. And this is example. Tor at initial stage. This is example. Tor at the medial stage. This is example. And Tor at the final stage. Look at the example. This is Zor in isolation. Zor in isolation. And if I Zor like this, this is Zor. This is Zor at the initial stage. This is Zor at the medial stage. And this is Zor at the final stage. Let's go to the next one. Then that is Ain. Ain. This is Ain in isolation. And you find that this in Quran. This is Ain at the initial stage. It will always look like this. This is Ain at the middle. Please take note of this. Do not get confused with meme, because a letter is coming that will look like this. Please, this is Ain. Look at the structure. Look at how it looks like. Ain at the middle, and this is Ain at the final stage. Thank you. Let's go to the next one. This is Gain. This is Gain in isolation, and this is the example of Gain in isolation in the word. This is Gain at initial stage. This is Gain at the medial stage, and this is Gain at the final stage. Please, another letter is coming that will similarly look like this, and that letter is called Fav. It's called Fav. And the difference between them is, look at the heading. Look at the way the head is. So the head of Fav is different from this. So do not get confused. Master this very well and check it very well. They are not the same. Let's go to Fav. This is Fav in isolation, and this is a very good example of it. This is Fav at initial stage. Can you see it? This is Fav at the medial stage. This one is circle-like sign here. Why Ogain is different from the way Fav look like. Please take note of it. Fav at the medial stage, and this is Fav at the final stage. So please, let's work on it. It's not hard. Let's move to the next one. And we are right now at Curve. This is Curve in isolation. Can you see it? And this is Curve in isolation in an example in a word. This is Curve at initial stage, and look at the example of it while writing it in a word or saying it in a word. Curve will look like this at initial stage, and curve will look like this at the medial stage. Can you see it? And curve will look like this at the final stage. Let's move to the next one, which is Calf. This is kaf in isolation, and you always see it like this. When kaf begins a word at the initial stage, you will see kaf like this. Take note of it very well. To look like this. And when it is at the medial, at the medial, at the middle, you see kaf like this. Can you see it? Kaf will look like this. And at the final stage, kaf will look like this. Please kindly take note of them. Let's go to lam. This is lam in isolation. And you'll find it like this. This is lam. Lam at the beginning of the word. Can you see it? Lam at the middle of the word. This is how it looks like. Mim, lam, kaf. And lam at the final stage. This is how lam will look like. Please kindly take note of them. Let's go to mim. Right now we are at mim. And this is mim in isolation. And this is the example of mim. This is mim at initial stage. This is a very good example of it. You find it like this in Quran. Mim at the middle. You know, I told you about ain. You shouldn't choose ain and mim and say they are the same. They are not the same. Mim is different from ain. Look at the way it is written. This is mim at the middle. This is the mim at the final stage in a particular word. And let's go to the next one, that is nun. This is nun in isolation. And we always come like this. This is nun at the beginning of the word. This is nun at the middle. And this is nun at the final stage. Sorry that it's not highlighted in blue. Let's go to the next one. The next one. And this is how. This is how in isolation. This is how at the beginning of the word. How at the middle. So how in isolation you will find it like this. It won't come like this. It will come like this. This is how it will look like. And how at the initial stage it will look like this. How at the middle, this is how it will look like. And how at the final stage. So let's go to the next one. And the next one is yao. This is yao. This is yao in isolation. And you find it like this. Yao at the beginning of the word. This is it. Yao at the middle of the word. This is it. And yao at the final stage. At the last stage of the word. You find it like this. Okay. And all the joinable letters, we were able to join them together. And this is ba, da, tha, ja, ha, kho, sa, sha, so, do, to, zo, a, go, fa, ko, ka, la, ma, na, ha, ya. So, and as far as the joinable letters are concerned, we have done justice to it. Please kindly do justice to it by writing it out and mastering it. This will help you a lot to achieve while we start applying the signs that will make you to read the Quran correctly. Let's quickly add the non-connecting letters to it by explaining them too. So let's go over them. The first one is alif, and precisely this is alif hamza, and this is alif in isolation. As we have discussed, hamza is the owner of the house, while alif is the seat of the hamza. This is alif hamza in isolation. We don't have alif hamza at the beginning of the word. At initial stage, sorry, you can only have them. Even at initial stage, it will also stand like alif. If it's at the middle, it will also stand like alif. And these are going to see it at the final stage. Do you get it? Alif in isolation. And that's why I kept it at the middle. Alif in isolation. Can you see it? Alif at the last stage. Can you see even acting in the middle? This is how you're going to see it. So let's check the next one. And that should be dal. This is dal. in isolation. And this is how you're going to be seeing it. Except at the final stage that you're going to see dal like this. At the final stage, you will see dal like this. So take note of it. And these are what? Unjoinable. And that's why you don't see them as many as possible in example. They only have two forms. And this is thal, thal. The difference between dal and thal is that dal has no dot, while thal has a dot. And this is thal in isolation. And look at this too. This is thal in isolation. Let's move to the next one. And that is ra. This is ra in isolation. You find ra like this. You don't join ra to anything except something will come and join ra. And look at it. This is ra at the final stage. Please take note of them. And the next one is zai. Zai. This is zai in isolation. Can you see it? This is zai in isolation. And this is zai at the final stage of particular word. So it's not hard. Zai is not hard. The only difference between ra and zai is that ra has no dot while zai has a dot. Please master this. Very, very important. And the last one here is wow. This is wow in isolation. And likewise, this is wow in isolation. Wow will always be wow, except at the final stage that you find it like this. And this is wow at the final stage in a particular word. And all the 6 unjoinable letters are alif, dal, zal, ra, zai, and wow. Indeed, we have come to the end of this particular class. I pray may Allah increase you and me in knowledge and understanding. Grant us the goodness in this life and in the hereafter. Please do not forget to share this lesson. Subscribe to our channel. Like the video. And make sure you get the content of it by rewatching the video at least 3 to 5 times. I pray that Almighty Allah will reward you and I abundantly. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Till we meet again, I say, Fi aman Allah. I put you and I leave you in the protection of Almighty Allah.